Hello and welcome to another episode of Mr. Boxvan. This is Season 2, Episode 5 for those who keep track of such things. And this time we will be doing the driver's side wall. I prepared a special winter themed intro, so let's roll that and get to work. Bum bum ba-dum bum bum. Mr. Boxvan. The first thing to do is to install this power inlet. This will allow me to charge my battery from the grid, should a need ever arise. And I'm gonna put it roughly here. I masked the area with tape and drew where to cut on it. Then I drilled the holes for the screws. This is what it looked like from the outside. I then went to saw the big hole. And that looked like this from the outside. When the hole was done, I cleaned the edges with a file. And when the filing was done, I painted the edges with some rust-preventing paint. I put it in place and screwed it to the van. I masked around it and sealed it with some waterproof goo. The next thing to do is to install this ventilation. And that's gonna go about here. This was done pretty much like the power inlet. But this time I wasn't an idiot, so I cut the hole from the outside, which led to a much better hole. After some filing, painting, gooing and screwing, it was done. Now it's time for the inside, but in order to do that I had to do some cleaning first. The cat is named Peach and she did an inspection. I ran all the wires that's gonna go behind the wall. When that was done, I cut some plywood. When I was sure it fitted, I drilled some holes. And filled the holes with threaded rivets. That way I can simply screw the walls in place. I made all the holes for cables and such. Around the wheel I had to make a template. And then I did the same thing to the other wall pieces. I cut pieces of thin foam and glued them to the wall. The pieces turned out to be too thin, so I added another layer. I then came to the realization that I cut the wall pieces the wrong size. This hole in the wall would have given me about 5 more centimeters on each side for the bed. But since I had to do new wall pieces, I decided that I never wanted this hole anyway. And since I had to make new pieces, I thought I might make a hole for the hinge as well so I can close the door. I'll eventually put the TV in my van, and I thought I should bolt this wall mount to the metal to make it more sturdy. But I couldn't find a good place to put it, so it'll have to be bolted to the plywood instead. I used the old wall pieces as templates, made new ones and screwed them in place. It all fits, so I took them down again. Time to cover them in fabric. I spray glued the fabric to the plywood, and while it hardened, I insulated the walls. When the first wall piece was dry, the next one got the same treatment. Before I screwed the wall piece in place for the last time, I connected all the wires. Then I just repeated that with the next piece. And then I started on the last piece. Before I put the last piece in place, I masked the hinge and other stuff so I could glue this fabric in place. Remember the power inlet? Well, I almost didn't, so I connected it, and finally I could put the last piece in place. This is what it looks like when it's done. It's not pretty, but I think it'll do the job. That's it for this time. Have a happy new year now, and I'll see you in the next episode, when I'll try to do something about the back doors.